What's up, it's the Coaster Craze, and today I'm counting down my top 10 most anticipated new for 2021 roller coasters. So, 2020 was a rough year for everything, and that includes the theme park industry. We did see some new great coasters open, like Orion and Candemonium, but many were pushed back to 2021, as well as there being some 2021 coasters that were previously announced or now announced, and are going to come out next year, so that makes for a pretty amazing crop of new coasters. And if all goes well and the pandemic doesn't worsen anymore, it's going to be a pretty phenomenal year for the theme park industry in terms of bouncing back with new rides and attractions. So just to specify a couple of terms and conditions before we get started, this list is for the top 10 most anticipated new for 2021 roller coasters, not the ones I think are going to be the best, because anticipation is kind of more, of course, all these coasters are probably going to be great, but it's more that we're interested to see how good they are, how these elements turn out, how it feels like to ride them. So for example, a new Terran clone going to China is not going to be on this list because it's a clone. We know how that ride experience is, even though if it was for the best new for 2021, it'd be really high on the list. The other thing is that unlike previous years when I did this list, I'm not going to be including rides that have been being pushed back for years now, and we don't know if it's going to come out in 2021 or not, and there's a good chance it will come out in 2022. So this includes stuff like Mission Ferrari, the B&M Hypercoaster that's supposed to go to Hot Go Dream World in China, and then also Primordial at Lagoon, which looks like it'll probably be delayed till 2022 at this point. But without further ado, let's get right into the top 10 most anticipated coasters of 2021. At number 10, I have Leviathan at SeaWorld in Australia. So this is going to be the only one coaster on the list, and even though it's maybe not the most innovative ride by any means, I think it's going to be really awesome, and you don't see too many full-size gravity groups these days. Mostly they're just in China, and a big part of this I'm super stoked for to see how it goes over is the theming. Besides that lead car that looks absolutely beautiful, this is part of this new Atlantis section to the park, and it looks so stunning. The surrounding theming is amazing, probably the best theming on a wooden coaster besides Wicker Man. Just look at the rock work and the waterfall, it's insane, and Gravity Group makes some crazy rides. I know this isn't going to be a full-on Hades 360 or anything, but it is a full-scale wooden coaster, and I think it'll be a fantastic addition. Plus, like a lot of coasters in Australia, the back car is going to run backwards. I don't know why that's a big thing there. Maybe it's because the toilets flush in the opposite direction. I don't really know, but it's really cool nevertheless. At number 9, I have another Australian coaster, Big Dipper at Luna Park. So Australia's getting a big boom this coming years. Next year, they're also getting a Blue Fire clone at Dreamworld. That's not going to be on this list because, again, it's basically a clone. But this one is really interesting. It's probably not going to be one of the best new coasters of next year, but it has the potential to surprise us because it's the first of a new model, Intamin's take on the single rail coaster, Intamin Hot Racer. So this is going to be the first ever launched single rail coaster in the world. It's a multi-launch, and you're going to be seeing a lot of multi-launches on this list. For whatever reason, 2021 looks to be the year of the multi-launch. And this one, it's small, it's super compact, but it packs it a punch. It's going to be a short ride, but it still has 2 launches, a couple inversions that look really cool, a lot of great airtime moments. The S-curves at the end especially look really intense and fun. And with those single rail seating, it could be a really interesting ride. And it looks like it pulls off some crazy maneuvers, just like the RMC Raptors out there. So this should be super cool to see how Intamin does with the single rail model. And number 8, I have Abyssus at Energylandia in Poland. So this coaster was supposed to open in 2020, but it got delayed because of the pandemic. The track work's complete. It's really close to being done, and this looks phenomenal. In terms of the new Vekoma launch coasters, this looks like probably the best one yet, and that's largely because of its really great length, over 4,300 feet of track. It packs in a bunch of inversions, 2 launches, got a lot of airtime moments, low to the ground twists and turns. This is going to be a fantastic ride. I've heard the new Vekomas are very smooth. The ejector airtime is very potent. The inversions give you a good whip, good hang time. This should be, by all means, an excellent coaster and will be the best demonstration thus far of Vekoma's newfound prowess in the coaster market. I just can't wait to see some of these great new Vekomas coming to the US sometime soon. But until then, this one will be really something special, it looks like. Now at number 7, I got Time Traveler at Plopsaland de Pan in Belgium. I definitely butchered that pronunciation. Sorry about that. And yep, this is yet another multi-launch coaster. And so, just a quick note, the reason I put Time Traveler in quotation marks is because that's just a project name. It's not actually going to be called Time Traveler. Time Traveler is, of course, the first mock extreme spinning coaster. This is the second. It doesn't have a name yet, but track work is moving along very nicely. It has this cool maroon color scheme, which is different than, of course, the blue in this video, but this video is still accurate in terms of the layout. And boy, does it look awesome. In my opinion, even though it doesn't use the terrain like Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City does, I mean, it does still go over water, which is really cool. I still think this is going to have a better layout and even be a better ride. Mach is perfecting their extreme spinning coaster, and this has a lot of inversions, 5, and they're great inversions too. I mean, the banana roll looks absolutely insane. I can't imagine how that is like when you're spinning, and there's a ton of airtime moments, especially at the end, and there's that unique element too, the double inverting dive loop. I don't know if I've ever seen that before in a coaster. So this is packing in new elements, especially new ones for a spinning coaster. I just can't wait to see how good this is. This is a massive addition for Plopsaland, and it could easily be one of the best coasters in the world. Now at number 6, I have another coaster that was supposed to come out in 2020. I was actually supposed to ride this year, but I will be getting to it next year, so you guys can look forward to content from Great Adventure on Jersey Devil. And boy, does this look amazing. So I was just talking about earlier, Intamin's take on the single rail. This is going to be RMC's biggest Raptor coaster yet, and it'll be really interesting to see how the Raptor model is going to work with a longer and much larger coaster, because just like Big Dipper at Luna Park, the clones and like the prototype Raptors, they're under 2,000 feet of track. They're very compact and decently small. This is going to be a lot larger. Still 3 inversions, but they're great inversions, it looks like. It's going to have some tight turns, but maybe not as tight. But it's going to be a higher capacity ride. And biggest of all, it's going to be much longer. 3,000 feet of track. And I think that's awesome. It packs in a ton of airtime moments, some awesome turnarounds, and some fabulous inversions, plus a pretty great drop, it looks like. I cannot wait to ride this. And it'll be really just fascinating to see how the larger Raptor model holds up, especially because it's probably going to go to Six Flags Magic Mountain as well. And as more larger parks receive this model, it'll be really interesting to see how good is Jersey Devil. In my opinion, I think it's going to be insane and maybe even compete for the best coaster at Great Adventure. Now at number 5, I got Hurricane Roller Coaster at Forest World in China. And this is one of the roller coasters we know least about on this list. But boy, does it look insane. Another launch coaster from Mach Rides. And this actually can be Mach's largest roller coaster at 203.4 feet tall. It looks massive. That top hat is insane. It has a cobra roll that intertwines with it and a vertical loop. There's going to be a ton of ejector airtime moments, 5 inversions total. This is going to be a pretty long ride, even though there's no track length released so far. This could, again, be one of the best coasters in the world. It looks like Mach's take on an Intamin accelerator coaster, but taking it to the next level completely. Even though the launch probably won't be the best because it is Mach Rides, the inversions and the airtime look to be amazing, and I can't wait to see what people think of this. Now at number 4, I have Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg in Virginia, USA. This is another coaster that was supposed to open in 2020. The track work is complete. Hopefully they'll start testing soon because it will be able to open in 2021. There's another coaster I'm going to try to get out and ride, and I cannot wait. So this is like the big unknown in that it could be just like a very solid roller coaster, or it could be like elite, like maybe even top 10 in the world, because it packs in just such a great amalgamation of all these different types of elements. I mean, it has like the multi-pass launch. Again, there's another multi-launch coaster. Then it has the full launch, has a top hat with a beyond vertical drop, a massive outward bank turn, 2 amazing inversions. One of them is a massive stall. The other one's a corkscrew. There's also tons of airtime moments, the S-curves that Intamin is known for, wave turn. So it's basically this amazing hybrid of Intamin and RMC's best moments and best elements. So I just cannot wait to see how great this turns out. It is going to be fascinating, and it looks just like it's really going to elevate Busch Gardens Williamsburg to the next level. Now we're in the top 3, starting that off with Conda at Walibi, Belgium. And this is a coaster we've known about for a few years, and it looked amazing from the get-go when Intamin shared their original layout renderings for this mega coaster. So this is like, not a hypercoaster size, but it is pretty close. It's very, very large and very fast, especially for its height. It goes over 70 miles per hour. It's going to be a long ride, almost 4,000 feet of track. And amazing statistic here is the 15 airtime moments. But the best thing here isn't the statistics at all. It's the layout. And when I was talking about Pantheon combining some of the best moments of Intimate and RMC, this is taking that to the next level while also adding in completely new elements never seen before. Of course, the famous one that everyone is raving about and just can't wait to ride is that non-inverting Cobra roll. Everyone wants to see how good that is. That's why this is so darn anticipated. Plus, that return trip with all those little airtime hills and S-curves, it looks absolutely insane. This coaster just keeps on going. It has a great duration. It's going to have some remarkable elements. This really is the new Intamin. They're just getting better and better, and I think they're really trying to affirm their status as the best manufacturer around. It's great to see us kind of entering this modern coaster war with all these excellent manufacturers taking their rides to the next level, as we've seen on this list. If it wasn't clear already, 2021 is going to be the year of Intamin, because their best probably coaster is going to be Velocicoaster at Universal's Islands of Adventure in Orlando, Florida. This roller coaster is insane. Besides being easily the best themed coaster on this list, and boy is it amazingly themed. The rock work, the trees, everything, the trains are beautiful. This coaster is Universal level theming, storylines, and whatnot, but combining it with one of the most intense and amazing Intamin launch coasters on the planet. Another multi-launch, and boy is this a good one. It's got a top hat, it's got some amazing inversions. Again, Intamin's really taking a note from RMC with the zero-G stalls and whatnot. Plus, it has that insane zero-G roll right above the Islands of Adventure Lagoon. That just looks remarkable. It has some insane Intamin twisties. You know it's going to be good when there's the double spine track, and I mean some of them. It doesn't even look like it's possible for this coaster train to just go from left to right and have these rapid transitions and banking angle. This is like I-305, but a launch coaster with inversions. It's going to have lap bars, which is awesome. The airtime is going to be crazy. The laterals are going to be insane. It is going to be a remarkable ride. It's so cool to see this coming to Islands of Adventure, and I just can't wait to ride it. And of course, at number 1, Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Also in Florida. Boy, is Florida going to have a great year next year. This was delayed till 2021. It's actually been testing already, so it's all ready to go. It should open early spring, I imagine. And this is going to be just massive. This is the biggest new coaster opening next year, and it is going to be one of the best RMCs around, maybe even second best. I don't think it's going to be Steel Vengeance level, just because it doesn't have that length, but the elements are insane. There are some amazing high banks and overbanked turns. There's tons of airtime moments on this. That drop beyond vertical, I know barely, it's only 91 degrees, but still so cool. There's amazing head choppers on this. Plus, you got those crazy inversions, including that stall and the zero-G down drop in the middle of the ride, which is so cool, because usually you just see that at the beginning of a ride, like on Twisted Timbers. So I think this is really going to be something special. We already got the POV and everything, and it looks like it flies through the course. Yeah, we kind of know this one's going to be great already, but it just shows how great 2021 is. We have all these coasters that I think have a good shot at being the best in the world. I cannot wait for all these to come next year. So thank you guys very much for watching this countdown of the top 10 most anticipated new for 2021 roller coasters. Make sure to comment down below what roller coasters you're most anticipating for the coming year. Like and subscribe for a lot more coaster content from the Coaster Craze, from previous content and coming soon. As I near 500 subscribers, expect a lot more fun videos as well as some great surprises down the pipeline. I'll see you guys later. It's the Coaster Craze signing off. Goodbye.